The basic mapping is one-to-one. That is, the value of the attribute for employee number in the source will be written to the employee number attribute in the target. The column type says attribute, which is a clue that this is a basic mapping. This attribute shows the type expression, so there's more complexity for this attribute. Notice that the source attribute is listed as calculated in this case. To see what's happening, choose the Advanced tab. Here you can customize the mapping behavior. There are several components in an advanced mapping. This video is just an overview. Please review the Advanced Mappings Guide before making any changes to an existing mapping. The first component is the value. This is a single value, or it could be a formula, that will be used to determine the final written value. This could be a combination of functions, text, and/or operations to construct the final value. There are some default values that already exist. If you do not have experience with advanced mappings, we suggest that you do not change the default values. The condition is a formula that must result in a true statement in order for the attribute to be mapped. It's a qualifier that acts like an on-off switch. The target attribute is the user principal name. The value that will be written will be calculated by what is called a function. In this case, it's the replace domain function. This function will take the user principal name from the source and replace the domain portion with the target domain that was selected in the stage data step of your workflow, referred to as a profile in this function. Please note that some functions are specific to the workflow type, such as local to local. Now, we don't have a condition listed here, so this mapping is always on by default. It will take place each time that the workflow is run. You could add a condition here to determine if and when this mapping should take place. Let's look at that in another mapping. Here we're looking at the user account control attribute. We've decided that we only want this attribute to be mapped if the object was created. For our value, we will use the getUserAccountControl function. This function will pull the user options value from whatever template was chosen in the workflow. For our condition, we'll rely upon the targetHasCreateStamp function. This function looks for an internal value to an object if it created the object. So, our condition will be the general function called action, and the actions that we are looking for will be either the create action or the update action. We definitely want to set this value when parts the object, but we also want to keep this value updated, so we will also check for an alternative possibility, which is that the object is being updated and already has a create stamp, meaning that it was made previously. If either of these things are true, the condition returns a true statement and the mapping proceeds. This is just a sampling of the options available. There are many functions, math operators, and text operators available that you can use to build the values and conditions that meet your exact needs.